Imagine standing on a massive wall so long that it seems to disappear into the horizon. Welcome to the Great Wall of China, a structure that's more than just stone and brick. It's a story of empires, warriors, and the relentless march of history. But why was it built? And how did this colossal structure come to life? Let's take a journey back in time to uncover the reasons behind this engineering marvel and uncover a few surprising facts along the way. Let's start with the basics. The Great Wall wasn't built all at once. It evolved over centuries, starting as early as the 7th century BC. Initially, smaller walls were constructed by various feudal states, all trying to protect themselves from invaders. But the true grand vision for the Great Wall didn't take shape until the first emperor of China, Qin Shi Huang, came into power. In 221 BC, Qin Shi Huang unified China. Now that he had control of a massive territory, he needed a way to defend it. So, he expanded the existing walls into one continuous defensive line. It was like a giant stone fence to keep out the northern nomads, particularly the fierce Xiongnu. Now, here's a fun fact. The Great Wall wasn't just a single wall. It had watchtowers, barracks, and even beacon towers. These towers were like the early warning systems of their time, using smoke signals and fire to alert soldiers when danger was near. Talk about a 2,000-year-old security system. Even though it's known as the Great Wall of China, the wall wasn't always one continuous structure. Some parts of it were built with dirt and wood, not just stone. It was like an evolving puzzle, each section added by different dynasties, each with their own tactics for defense. Here's something mind-blowing. The Great Wall stretches over 13,000 miles. That's about half the circumference of the Earth. It's not just a wall, it's a legacy that spans over multiple dynasties, including the Ming dynasty, which is when most of the famous parts we see today were built. Now, let's talk about why it's called a wall of walls. You see, it wasn't just a defense against enemy armies. The Great Wall also played a role in controlling trade and migration. Merchants had to go through specific gates, meaning the wall helped regulate the Silk Road too. That's right, it wasn't all about fighting. It was also about controlling access to China's riches. And speaking of trade, another fun fact. The Great Wall was also a symbol of power. Just like how a grand castle shows off the wealth and might of a kingdom, the wall stood as a physical representation of China's strength, not just against invaders, but to the world. But here's the kicker. As powerful as it was, the Great Wall was not invincible. In fact, it didn't always stop invaders. The Mongols, for example, managed to get through at times despite the wall's presence. The real power of the Great Wall wasn't just in its stones, it was in the soldiers, the strategic planning, and the belief that the wall would protect them. Through the centuries, the wall has seen it all: wars, weather, and even tourists. Today it's one of the most famous landmarks on the planet, visited by millions of people every year. But before we wrap up, here's one last fun tidbit. Did you know that some parts of the wall are still in use today as hiking trails? So, while you're walking along the wall, you're not just treading history, you're literally walking in the footsteps of ancient warriors. So whether you see it as a military fortress, a symbol of China's greatness, or just an amazing place to hike, the Great Wall of China is a reminder of how people, no matter their challenges, always find ways to leave their mark on the world.